Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To my respectful panel, T.S. Dr. Zarizan bin Zakaria and Encik Rahimi Johan bin Abdul Hamid for becoming my panel. My name is NUR Syafiqah binti Zulkifli and I will present to you about my final year project. If you can see on the slide, the topic research that I come up with is design risk factors of commercial bidding in Malaysia. As you know, I'm supervised by my lecturer, Dr. Rahimi, as the main supervisor, while Dr. Leong Siang as my co-supervisor. So here are the outline for this presentation that I will go through and explain later on. In recent years, commercial buildings have rapidly developed across the construction industry, especially among the developed countries. According to the National Property Information Center of Malaysia, the development of commercial buildings in Malaysia will increase. So here it shows some data of a few commercial buildings, which is hotel, shopping complex and purpose-built office. It stated that the number of incoming and planning of commercial building will increase in Malaysia. So what is commercial building actually? Commercial buildings are the buildings where commercial activities take place. For example, stores, academic institutions, office buildings, education institutions, religious buildings, sport facilities, libraries, museums, healthcare facilities, clinics, warehouse, factories, shopping malls, financial institutions, and jails. The importance of the commercial building is it can improve the living standards of the society, economic growth, and by increasing the commercial building, there will be urban development on that certain area. That's why the living standard of the society is improving as thus its many facilities can be used. For the design is very important part of the project development and has been proven to influence building construction. So what is design risk? Design risk is a potential for a design to fail to satisfy the requirement for a project. A problem can arise from design stages or even in construction stages due to the design error. So, there is a case of an article from Azli. It mentioned that one of the commercial buildings, which is the Hotel NUR, collapsed, and the main cause of the collapse was found there was a terrible error of original design from the engineer due to inappropriate design. Because of that, it's harmed people life, which 33 people were killed. And another potential impact stated in a few articles is any errors or omission can lead to the design changes, causing cost overruns, schedule delays, quality issues, or even can make project fail. Therefore, by identifying chance of having successfully designed in commercial building is important to the commercial sector, economy and society in order to avoid such impact that might occur in future. Due to that, it is crucial to explore the design risk factors of commercial buildings in Malaysia. So here is the research question that I come up with. The first one is, what are the design risk factors of the commercial building projects in Malaysia? Second is, how do design risk factors impact on commercial building projects in Malaysia? Third is, what are the strategies to reduce the design risk factors of commercial building projects in Malaysia? From the research question, it answers my objective research. The first objective is to explore the design risk factors of commercial building projects in Malaysia. Second, objective is to identify the potential impact of the design risk factors on commercial building projects in Malaysia. Last but not least, to explore strategies to reduce the design risk factors of commercial building projects in Malaysia. The method for the research is that I use the semi-structured interview, and the interview covered in Malaysia. The respondents are CNS engineer, consultants, contractors and government sectors. Then the company is commercial building. So there will be 5 articles that most significant to the topic, and all the findings related to commercial building. From all this literature review, it can be concluded that there is still lack of study for the design risk factors of commercial buildings, especially in Malaysia. The method that I conduct along the research for this semester, I use the interview method, and the questions were open-ended questions which produce qualitative type of data. Below here on the slide, here are the questions for the interview session to answer all the objectives for this study. After I design open-ended question that I explained just now, I continue to contact the target respondent from the LinkedIn and CIDB websites. Once the respondent agreed, I set the interview appointment with them. Then I proceed to conduct the interview session. The platform that I use is by phone call, and as mentioned before, the type of question is open-ended questions. The interview lasts long for 15 to 20 minutes depending on how the respondent responds the questions given. And after interview session, I will summarize the interview and send back to the respondent. And once the respondent agree, and I proceed to analyze the data. So the type of data that I use to analyze is thematic analysis. From the qualitative data that I got from the respondent, I transcribe it into text form and summarize the data. From that, I generate the initial code from the data in Excel and identify the pattern to generate the subthemes, and lastly, generate the themes. Last but not least, the data can be concluded, and I can continue to generate the report thesis. So for objective number 1, which is to explore the design risk factor for commercial building projects in Malaysia. So here are the thematic analysis of the design risk factors of commercial building projects in Malaysia. There are 5 themes, which are technical management, people, external, and cost. For the themes of technical, it consists of design changes, insufficient information, poor selection of material, and software issues. While for management, it consists facility, study and planning, incompetent person in charge, and insufficient time. Next, as you can see, the sub-themes for poor behavior, lack of communication and coordination, lack of experience, and human error are under themes of people. Last but not least, cost, which is save cost. So based on the interview data, human error is the highest total number of hits under teams of people, which is 40 respondents respond to human error. That as you can see, I already highlighted from the table of the total number of hits for the design risk factor of commercial building project in Malaysia. Example of humans error are poor traffic design, forgot to include seismic analysis, design not detailed enough, insert wrong on software, and most of them said that the designer used inaccurate load consideration for commercial building. For the objective number 2, which is to identify the potential impact of the design risk factors of commercial buildings projects in Malaysia. So there are also 5 themes, which are performance, reputation, technical, surrounding, cost and time. The sub-theme for the under themes of performance are structure failure, quality, and crack failures. Next, the themes of reputation consist of profit loss and negative reputation, while for technicals consists of maintenance works. After that, for surrounding, the sub-themes are traffic and effect on safety. Last but not least, delay and cost increase under the themes of cost and time. So here, as you can see on the slide, I already highlighted 12 respondents said that the structure failure is the highest total number of hits. The example of structure failure is lead to ultimate limit state and serviceability, limit state failure, structure integrity, deflection on infrastructure, and the worst case is the building can collapse. The list is sub-themes of profit loss, negative reputation, and traffic impact. So let's move on for the objective number 3, which is to explore strategies to reduce the design risk factors of commercial building projects in Malaysia. So for strategies, part also contains 5 themes, which are the technical efficiency, education, people management, and external actions. So the technical efficiency consists of technology and software, implementation, safety and design, standard requirement, and sufficient information. While for the educations, the sub-themes are exploring new things, up-to-date new technology and awareness. Then under the themes of people consists of communications, experience, competence, and expert review, and the themes of management are role and responsibility and date. The fifth theme is external action, and the sub-theme is law and regulation. So the highest total number of hits are the expert review. An example of the expert review is junior engineer need to get guidance from senior engineer as they do not have experience on designing commercial building, and other is more into hired independent checker to check the design or review the drawing. In conclusion, all the research objectives of this study are achieved, which are the first, second and lastly, by using method of interview with 23 participants from CNS engineer, consultants, contractors and government sector, and analysed by using thematic analysis. The major finding of the design risk factor of commercial building projects in Malaysia, which consists of themes people, management, technical, external and cost, as highlighted in yellow. People is the things that hits the highest in the design risk factors of commercial building projects in Malaysia. The second major finding are potential impact of the design risk on commercial building project in Malaysia consists of performance, reputation, technical, surrounding, cost and time. The yellow highlighted is the highest result in potential impacts of the design risk factors in Malaysia. Same goes to the strategies. The highlighted is the highest number hits for strategies, which are people. So this outcome of this research can act as guideline or reference for relevant parties in construction industry regarding the design risk factor, the potential impact and strategies to reduce the design risk factors to improve and enhance the design quality in order to produce good commercial building in Malaysia, and implement the strategies as they already know what are the design risks they might face. Other than that, these findings are able to create awareness for construction industry to avoid any potential impact that can happen in future. This study will give benefit for future researchers as they can use this study as future reference and generate some ideas and able to expand the knowledge to the community about the design risk factor and potential impact of the design risk factor might occur in construction projects and the strategies to reduce it. For the industry, they can develop their strategies to minimize and avoid the design risk in construction industry that might occur, as in this research, it proposed a few strategies that can implement for industry benefit in future. So, future researchers can make several improvements to improve these strategies to improve this research. For data collection, find more respondents for the interview method, and so that there will be multiple answer and other respondents. There will be more perspective from different people. Other than that, they can use other method, for example by using questionnaire surveys, and also can cover more themes other than design risk factor, impact and strategy to reduce the design risk factor of commercial buildings in Malaysia. Hence, they can produce more details and specific answer. Other than that, perform new study. The research can be more further investigate in other risk factors, including construction, operation, maintenance, risk factors. So here are the schedule of my work FYP 1 for last semester, and here is the schedule of work for FYP 2 for this semester. That's all from me. Thank you.